Hello, if this is your first time here, my name is April and this is the Frugal Planner Channel. If this is a return trip for you, welcome back. So today I've had a lot of people ask for this, and this is probably the most frugal thing that I do as far as planning, and that is keeping track of my inventory of food, meal prepping, and planning like meals around the same ingredients or similar ingredients so that I'm not spending a whole lot of money at the grocery store and I'm not wasting a whole lot of food. So what I want to show you first is just how to set up an inventory sheet. I've got a spiral notebook. You can find these anywhere. This is a college ruled. You can do wide ruled if that is your preference. And yeah, I've got my Mr. Pen ruler. Easy peasy. So what I am going to do first and foremost is I've also got my Friction pen. It is an erasable pen. Oh, I also had a question about the eraser on this. It's actually not like a pencil eraser. It's more like a hard plastic because it is friction activated, heat activated to remove the ink on your paper. It doesn't actually work like a pencil eraser. It's just creating drag, like heat from the friction, thus being named friction, I suppose. But yeah, I was asked that in one of my recent videos and I thought, oh, that is a very good question. So that is the answer. So what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to go all the way, probably to about right there. And then I'm going to come up here and I am just going to draw another line as straight as I can eyeball it across. So it looks kind of funky. I know. This inventory sheet is going to be for my spices inventory. So all of my spices. So up at the top, I'm just going to write spices. And then when I get done filming, I am going to go inventory my pantry. So I'm starting with you today. Today, you and I are sitting down, we're creating our spread, and then we're going to go to our pantry, and it may turn into a spring cleaning. You know it will. So prepare yourselves. We're going to go and we are going to clean out our pantry. We're going to sort our spices. I'm probably going to go a little bit crazy, not in a bad way, in an organization way. Shouldn't use the word crazy. I am going to go and be super diligent about putting my spices probably in alphabetical order. And I haven't done this in years. So my cabinet is a mess. If you want to see a picture, comment down below and I will put it on the community page if it gets enough votes. I am going to do one column here, and that is the only column I am going to set up for today, because over here, I'm going to turn this sideways and I'm going to write April 12th. This is my inventory day. Okay. And then I'm going to put my spice here. And then over here, I'm going to put the quantity that I had. If I had 1, if I had 0, if I had however many. And that way I can kind of keep track of what I have in spices. Now, I have a feeling I have more than just these spices. So I am going to leave this page and this page also open for spices. And then on this page here, I am going to do something very, very similar to what I just did. Trying to get this as straight as possible. Same thing. And to measure out this second column, all I am doing is taking these lines on the ruler and lining it up with the line I already drew. Sneaky, right? I know. And then I'm going to come up here. And again, I'm looking at the ruler down on this line just to make sure that it's mostly lined up. Does not have to be perfect. This one is going to be my dry ingredients. So we're talking flour, baking soda, baking powder, sugar, brown sugar. What else could be in there? Did I already say baking powder, baking soda, confectioner sugar or powdered sugar, chocolate powder, cocoa powder, those kinds of things. And I don't think I'm going to need more than one page for that. So then I'm going to come over here, line this up to the best of my ability. Again, this is an inventory sheet, so these do not have to be beautifully decorated or, you know, something that you're going to show your neighbor. Although if you want to show your bestie, I encourage you to do so. For sure, because if your bestie is anything like my bestie, she'll be like, can you come over and we will have a pantry organization day? And my answer to that is always, I'll be over in 10 minutes. So these are our dry ingredients. I'm going to do this one as our pasta, rice, and beans. And you're like, well, why wouldn't you put it with your dry ingredients? Because this stuff I'm making things out of, like sauces and breads and rolls and pizza crusts and all that kind of stuff. Whereas my pasta, my rice, my beans, even though I'm making things out of them, they're dried in a different way. So I'm just going to put in here pasta, beans, and rice. I guess I could add, I don't consider ramen to be pasta, so I'll add ramen in here. And then I forgot we're doing April 12th. For our first count day. I do not have a surplus of too many. I mean, I don't know of how many rice and beans varieties there are out there, but I don't have so many that I need more than one page. So I'm going to pop on over here. We're going to do another one. The other thing is, by tracking all of this, you are less likely to get to the grocery store and buy duplicate things. So, especially with canned goods. Canned goods for me can get really out of control because I will see canned green beans are on sale for 25 cents a can. And I'm like, that is such a good deal. I need canned green beans. Truth of the matter is, I don't need canned green beans. I don't need canned green beans for another 16 years because I bought them on sale so many times. And we don't eat green beans very often. So this does help. It is portable. It can go to the grocery store with you. So when you see a deal on canned beans or canned corn, you can flip to this page and you can be like, how many do I have? And is it something my family eats often? Is it something we enjoy? Is it something I enjoy? And if so, at 25 cents a can, how many do I want in my pantry? Now, if you're eating 3 cans of beans a week, like green beans a week, then yes, stock up on that 25-cent sale. But if you're like me and you have 4 in the cabinet, I don't know how many I have, probably more than that, maybe less, I don't know. That's why we're doing this inventory. Then I can say, okay, look at the day that they were canned, and goodness sakes, am I doing myself justice by purchasing more? Now here is the kicker. I imagine I am going to need 2 pages. I'm going to do 2 pages for canned goods. I have a feeling that I have more than I think I have, which is fine, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So I am going to plan ahead, and I'm going to say, yes, I have more green beans, more corn, more all the things than I think. April 12th. Okay. Now, I am a canner, which means I have a canning room in our basement filled with canned goods that I've canned throughout the year. I am not a one-season canner. I will tell you that. Pineapple was just on sale at my local supermarket, so I grabbed 2 of them and canned them. Because for the price that I paid for 2 whole pineapple, and I don't add added sugar, so it's just pineapple and water, because they are sweet enough it is. What I yielded from that, I would have paid for 1 small can of crushed pineapple. So for me, it is worth canning throughout the entire year so that I have a pantry that is stocked. Now, there are certain things I can't can because I grow it in my garden, so I can only do it once a year. But there are many things that I can throughout the year. I have a pressure cooker, I have an electric pressure cooker, I have a stovetop pressure cooker, and then I have 2 water bath boilers. So I have a lot. So my canning, I'm going to put here. Now this includes all of my jams, jellies, marmalades, apple butter, apple pear butter, ketchup, barbecue sauce, chili, all the things that I've canned. Oh, if you have never watched, I'm going to have to find her channel. Shoot, what is her channel? I just went blank. I'll tag it down below. I'll put it in the description. She did, from her garden last year, she took zucchini squash, yellow squash, cut it up like pineapple chunks, put it in pineapple juice, pure pineapple juice, sealed it, water bathed it. Did she water bath it? I think so. I will post the video as well if I can find it. And she uses it in like pineapple upside down cakes. I did it. I tried it. You guys, it's been 5 months since I canned it. It tastes like pineapple. And because the squash has that like fibrous texture to it, it also has a mouthfeel of pineapple, and it is amazing. And I grew it in my garden. So the only cost to me was the pineapple juice, which I'm thinking, because pineapple are still on sale, I am going to go and get half a dozen of them, and I am going to juice them in my juicer. I'm going to can the pineapple juice to preserve it. And then this fall, when I start picking all of my squashes, I'm going to make it again. So stay tuned for that. Let me know down below if you are a canner as well, a preserver. I'm very interested in finding out how many of us are doing that. I find that so intriguing. I started when I was old enough to stand at the stove with my grandfather. Ironically, I was raised to believe that we were Italian. So my grandpa would can tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce and marinara sauce every single year from the onions and tomatoes and peppers that he grew in his garden. And I say I was led to believe that because shortly after my grandfather passed away, my mom did the DNA testing, and turns out, that's a song, took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% not Italian. None. Like zip, zero, zilch. We are Scottish, so I need to learn how to make Scottish style foods, but I do know how to make really good Italian food. Anyway, back to the original story. I learned how to can at a very early age with my grandfather. So my love for canning goes way back to standing on the chair in the kitchen with my grandpa, stirring the spaghetti sauce, cooking it for hours and hours and hours. We would go, in the backyard, we'd pick a couple carrots. He'd throw those in there. It was amazing. Like, what an amazing experience. And I find myself reminiscing every single time I have my canning supplies out, just remembering how much I absolutely treasured my relationship with my grandfather and how fortunate I was to have him in my life until way into my 40s. Yeah, I know, right? Unheard of. So before I get too verklempt, because thinking about him just puts a solid lump in my throat because I can't believe that he's gone, I am going to go clean out my pantry. We're both going to go clean out our pantries. And then we are going to come back and we're going to see how it all went. Now, I'm going to be super honest with you. This may take me longer than just today because I know what my pantry looks like. I will take a before and after. I promise. And I am not going to take a picture of my canning room because it is a disaster area, and Wes promised he would build some shelves for me. They're not built yet. So it's just kind of like a chaotic area down there, but I will show you the final picture of my pantry once it gets done. I love you. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here and I appreciate you're here. I cannot wait to read your comments about canning and organizing and all the things that we are doing with our pantries and our spices. And yeah, I'm so excited. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye.